I'm in my channel here going to show you how to make an Amazon KDP book. Well, not to make it, but how to upload it, I should say. So first of all, I'm going to start here by showing that we can create a paperback book. And we're going to start with the book title. I've created a Google Docs document where I've loaded up my title and description that I wanted to use, so it gives it a little bit of a quicker process. So I'm just going to copy and paste that over here. And I have these blobs throughout the video, trying to be a little bit anonymous with this book information. But yeah, with title and subtitle, it's optional, just so you know. But it can help to understand more about what your book is. If you have a series, I have a workbook series that I'm connecting these books with. So I'm loading this new book and connecting it with the other series of books I've made. You just kind of click along. It's pretty straightforward, the questions that are asked and choices you have. So the next thing we do is put your author name. You can put your real name or you could put a pen name. I decided to just put my pen name that's connected to my YouTube channel and Etsy shop, and now this book is connected with. And if you have more than one author, you can add more authors, obviously. So there's that section. And here's the description section that you can have about 4,000 characters worth. And like again, I said, I have this saved on a Google Doc to just make it a little bit quicker. So copy and paste. And then the next section is the publishing rights, and you can click on I own copyright. And then you do your primary audience, like you can put your age group that you want to do for that. So I'm going to do 10 as the youngest and 18 plus. Then the next step is categories, which you have up to 3 categories you can choose. My book is in the education categories, so I just kind of click on different options, trying to help those who are searching for types of books that I make find it through these categories. So I would recommend doing this. I think it is required, but it tells you if it's optional or not when you're loading things. So it might be an optional thing, but I would highly recommend doing it because it can help people find your book if you're trying to reach a certain audience. So once you're done with that, so you have my 3 categories, I go to the bottom and continue the process of loading up the book. So save categories. And then one of the options is low content books, which are like journals, notebooks, planners. So it's like something with pages that are very similar if you think about like journals and notebooks. But this next thing I'm going to do is show that you can use like ChatGPT to help with a lot of things. So I did have it help me with like my title and description, and it gave it some information and it helped me come up with some ideas. And it can also help you come up with keywords. So I also asked it for some keyword ideas. And I think it does a pretty good job. Like for the most part, I don't feel like I have to research too much for other keywords elsewhere. There are resources and other websites that are shown to help you find keywords of people searching, but I've honestly been okay and satisfied with what ChatGPT will come up with. So I'm just going to copy these keywords over and paste them. And your keywords are optional, but I again would highly recommend you putting some keywords down, because if you want your audience to find your books, this is going to help them find it. Kind of along the categories when you were trying to put it in the categories. So this would be a really good thing to do. And again, if you don't like the keywords they use, you can always give it some more prompts or do some research. Maybe look on Amazon for some of your own keyword ideas to see what kind of books you're going against in the Amazon search. Because one thing you want to do is be able to be not one of many books, like millions or thousands, but maybe one of fewer, if that makes sense. Less competition is helpful. So I'm trying to get this last one copied over. And then once you're done with that, you keep scrolling down. And if you want to schedule your book's release, you can, but otherwise I'm just saying release my book for sale now. So you go and continue to the next section, which is the ISBN number, which is the number that connects to your book product. So I just say assign it because I don't have one I want to add to it. Then the next section is how do you want your book printed? And I'm having a black and white interior with white paper, and I want an 8.5 by 11 size book. And there's other options you can consider, but it does get more expensive if you're using color or more special paper. No bleed is one other thing I want, and matte. So these are different options you can have with your book printed. Then the next step is uploading your manuscript. So this is usually a PDF file, or there's some other versions of files you can upload. I use Bookbolt to help me come up with my manuscript and my covers, so I loaded it up from my files of download that I did before this through Bookbolt. So I'm just uploading that, and it looks like it's working well. And there's also an AI section where it's saying how much AI are you using in your book, and you just answer the questions according to what kind of book you have and what your resources of AI were. So, and then you preview your book. And so this one's just a quick preview. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it kind of anonymous, my book, but trying to give you also a visual idea of what it would look like. So you get to screen through your book really fast and then approve of it. And if it looks good, you approve it, and then you go back and scroll down, and then you see the printing cost of your book. And so then you save and continue. And then the next page, it's more about the costs associated with your book. So if you want to see how much you would make, you can put some numbers in. So I put $10.99 to see what would I make, and you're going to get the royalty amount. So with Amazon.com, you would get $3.75 for a $10.99 price with a book my size, and then sometimes less depending on where the buyer is buying it from, because I guess there's different versions of Amazon and different countries, so there's a lot of different fees associated with different Amazon selling sources. So I decided to go with $11.99. You can change your prices if it's not selling well. You can edit it throughout the selling process, and then you can request a proof, which is like a copy of your book, but I just am okay just publishing it, and it takes about up to 72 hours for it to be published, and you usually get an email letting you know when it's published. So that's how you do the submission of a book. And again, you can do other things like an ebook, but I just keep it simple with a printable book. The other thing is reports is nice to see how things are selling. And so like for this month for me, I've had 4 orders of few different books I've created, which is nice to see. And these sales have been organic. I haven't tried marketing as much, but I just want to share a few last thoughts with this Amazon KDP book submission. It's the sources you can use to make books are like Bookbolt, Canva, and there's other programs that can make PDF files or other similar type files that you want to make sure it fits the Amazon KDP standards. So there's different measurements. So I really like Bookbolt. I don't have an ongoing subscription, but I do like their free trial because I've been able to make my books within a few days, and it's been a great resource for me to make the book with the cover creator and the interior. They do a really great job. I might show maybe a video sometime of how you make a book there and how helpful it can be. So I like those sources for books, but there's other programs I haven't tried that I think can do just as good for KDP Amazon books. And as for marketing, I've tried some Pinterest, a little bit of social media. I have not explored the ads section, but Amazon does have an ads option, which I might try out because as of right now, I'm getting organic sales, which means people are finding my book through just searching keywords and such. So, and there's also word of mouth, of course, you can share with friends or family to see if they'll buy your book. But again, I haven't done that as much, so that is always an option. I'm sure there's other marketing options out there, but I haven't really explored that arena yet. So if you have suggestions, you could put in the comments. And then the next thoughts I had were you could research ideas for your book, or you can experiment and see what happens. I know there are a lot of like YouTubers and other people saying there's resources out there that can search of what people are searching, but then I feel like it can become oversaturated really quickly if other people are using that resource. So I kind of have played with just my own ideas. If you're happy making books that you think would be fun to make in the process and see how it works with selling it, I think go ahead. If you feel creative, if you don't want to waste time and feel like that's frustrating, then maybe don't do that. But I just kind of have been doing that, and it's been good so far with organic sales. So, And then the next thought I had is I just want to share that my dream goal is like making a graphic novel through Amazon KDP. I used to draw a lot and I kind of want to get back into that, and hopefully one day I can make a graphic novel. So that would be cool. Thanks for watching.